5th February of the previous session we did, where we learned about basics of Python language. So this presentation is for for today's session and the next session as well. But we'll try and if we are able to cover the day three's part quickly, then I can move forward with the lists and loops as well. But today will be most likely a knowledge session and some part where you have to get your hands on this particular website called uh, Teachable Machine by Google. I'll just share the link uh, with everyone in chat as well. Everyone can see the link, right? Can I get a confirmation? So the purpose of the link we'll see as we move forward. But Nina, can you share the link with everyone, the one that I've shared on chat?
Sir, I have not received the link.
Yeah, just
Sure.
1 second.
Actually, it's not allowed to share to you all. Just post sometimes. Okay. So till the link being shared, any one of you can tell me what is training the AI model? Brief discussion about training the AI model. What is training? And then we'll move forward. Anyone? Raise your hand. Just pick. Uh, Avik, yeah, go on.
So training of AI model is meant by like providing different varieties of data to help its algorithm learn more and give better answers.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, anyone else want to give it a shot? Okay, no worries. Well, so what is trading? So trading data is pretty much the essential part through which these AI models are working as they are currently. So here there is an example which we will be demonstrating today as well, where will I try and click some images from my webcam and train this particular on this particular link that I've shared with all of you. Just to get a view of what trading exactly means, because behind the scenes trading has a lot of steps and instructions. So trading data is really really important because and if the training data is of a huge amount of variety, then the LLM will be more well versed, and our model will be more well versed about the possibilities and will generate better outputs for us. So, for this example, we're using our webcam photos, and you all can try the same example from home as well. So basically, the training data gets converts into labels, but technically the labels and embeddings and vectors, and then neural network learns all the patterns from the training data, and then prediction is being made possible. So, for example, I just open this. So the screen is visible for teachable machine with everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just can we just So we'll choose an image project here, the standard image model. So for class one, let's just take an example that I want to train this particular version with uh, all the images where my palm is clearly showing, and other images may include a thumbs up from my hand, and another image may include, another particular symbol from my hand, and then it can classify whether I'm showing a palm or a particularly showing an emote. So I'll just click on webcam here. Okay. So here I can just take this photo. Three samples have been recorded. Okay. And for class two, I can just hold my hand like this. Five samples are recorded for it. And I'll just add another class wherein Mm, mm. Yes. Anyone suggest me what kind of emote should I use next? Tell me the other
Take,
classification that we can do.
take.
Let's say peace, this one.
Yeah.
7 samples for this. I just add more samples for this as well, so that it gets a better idea. We have 13 for this, 11 for this. Let's add 2 more for this.
सर आप ये इतने सारे सैंपल्स खुद से भेज रहे हो या फिर वो ऑटोमेटिकली अपने हिसाब से नंबर ऑफ सैंपल बनाता है?
So currently, so this particular URL actually, uh, तो अपने सारे photos आपके सामने ही अभी click करो, right? So it will just take all these photos and then train their internal model over it, so that when we use a new identification, then it can tell me that it's for class 1, class 2, or class 3. It's a very basic example just for your understanding. So here, 3 classifications are there. One where my palm is clearly open, in another I'm showing a thumbs up, and in the other one, I'm just showing peace sign. So I'll just train this model. Take some.
Sir, we can adjust the number of samples according to our need.
Now we can use as many samples as I want. There is no issues for that. Okay. So it's totally up to us. Okay, so you can see currently class 1, 2, 3, it's fluctuating. Everyone can see, right? So it's not able to decide what I'm currently doing. So for example, if I show this hand, so it clearly shows class 1 mode, right? Because it's able to identify that this is for class 1. Now, if I use this, it's unable to identify which class I'm talking about, because I have not, you know, trained it for examples like these. But if I use this, it's clearly can predict that, yeah, I'm telling about class 2. And if I use this, and it's clearly all can see that it's showing class 3. So we can add more examples for this as well. Just
Sir, so we can use this website to train any model.
no, you can use this for, just for understanding. You can export this model as well. Yes, you can use this for training any other model as well, but you can use it to train it. But this particular scenario is only being used for, classification problem, not any more complex problem. But just to showcase an example, you can easily use this and also export the model and use it and to import it in your Python program as well. No issues for that.
Okay, sir.
Everyone
Okay.
understands, right, what currently is happening right here. Anyone has any doubts about it? See, it can recognize my palm is open, so it can clearly show me class 1. Everyone is clear
Sir,
about it.
how
Any
are
doubts
we
about it?
going to implement this in our models?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Sir, I'm asking like how are we going to implement these things in our model like this?
These particular functionality in your model, as in
Yes.
some models. So basically, what I'm demonstrating here is this is a pre-trained model, right? This isn't something that I have built or something that is not readily available to anyone. So if we want our particular model to, perform in a certain way, like here it's performing. So for that, we first of all need to decide which model we are particularly going to choose. Then we have to feed that model to n number of images for individual classes, and then train the model on it, because each individual image is gets then converted into vectors and then gets stored, and then this particular uh, pattern which I told you, that the training data gets converted into labels behind the scenes. In the code base, it gets converted into vectors and embeddings, and then on it neural networks perform and recognizes patterns to make predictions for future. So different models are being trained in different ways, and each individual model comes with its own pros and cons. But if you want to go ahead in the proper coding aspect of it, then you will have to be pretty proficient with Python and its libraries to get an understanding of it, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because all these models and all the codes that's been written, it's all written in Python, and there is a code afterwards as well where we import some libraries and test in a Python notebook as well. But for a hardcore and training model like BERT, and I've already told you in the first session as well, wherein in my project in engineering, I did train a model, but it was for a very limited scenario and for a very small uh, training database. But you need to pick a model first as per your requirements, and you need to understand which model will work best for you and which will be easy to train. Because if you pick a wrong model which does not suffice your requirements, or which is overkill for your requirements, then it will be wastage of compute to train the model and then get outputs from it, right? So it's really important to first to understand what exactly the requirements are we're going to work on, so that we pick the model as accurate as we can, and then train the model as per our specific needs and specific data sets. Understood? Okay. So anyone else wants who has tried this teachable machine dot google.com?
Yes, sir. So there was a competition in our school of this.
What was the competition? Want to tell me more?
So the one who made the best teachable machine model won.
So how did you create that machine model?
So like what kids did, they took the images, they refined the images, they took from different angles, so it always recognizes. They removed the background, so that every time it's always correct. Because if you take normal images and then uh, you change the background, then it will not detect it.
So whatever the competition was, it's pretty nice because uh, this particular model training is only solving the classification problem. It's not generating something, like LLMs do generate something uh, from as per the requirement. But this is not generating anything. It's just classifying whatever the input it's been given onto, right? So if I
Yes,
upload an
sir.
image of a cat, then it may not be able to recognize it's a class one, class two, or class three. So it's a very basic problem, machine learning classification problem. And to learn what's the mathematics behind this, you need to know machine learning algorithms and uh, the other technical metrics about it. So you might not know right now, but if anyone is interested, then he or she may go ahead and search how classification problems do work and what's the mathematics and probabilities behind it, which helps it, to work it perfectly. So any other examples can also be used. Like I can add in as many classes as I want and as many samples as I want. And as I increase the samples, the model gets trained better. So wherein I just, captured some images or by staying still, but if I just, tilted my camera upward and then captured an image and just shifted my angle, then captured it. That's all just variations which will help the model to understand uh, the context better and understand the situations better for which the input can be given to it so that it can classify in a better way. So it's a very small data sets of 15 image samples of each, but you can use it as much as you want. There is no limit to it, right? So I'll suggest everyone just to try this particular website on their own and be as creative as you can to get an understanding what these models are actually doing. It's basically just analyzing patterns, and the more data you feed, the better the model will be, right? Okay, so let's move forward.
Sir, after training, can we add more classes?
Yeah, sure, why not? So this is a UI based platform, right? You can add as many classes as you want. There is no limitation to it. Okay. It's already pre-built by Google. We have, no one has built it, so I can just um, upload more here as well. This should- So if I just turn it my camera upwards and just create this side and just add more samples like this. And if this is good, okay, so just make sure I get 15 images. I'll just add this and train my model again on it. Class. So a new class is added on this, right? Just train my model again. It will take some time to process and train it again. And I'll just open my camera again. And if I do this, class 4 gets also added, right? It doesn't come across any issue. So in this particular scenario, it whenever I so can anyone tell me why I'm not showing anything? And when I point towards the ceiling, it's showing plus 4. Anyone?
Sir,
Sir,
because
its background is same.
सर क्योंकि इधर कोई भी सिंबल नहीं शो हो रहा.
हाँ तो कोई भी सिंबल नहीं शो रहा बट
Sir,
जितना भी ट्रेनिंग
sir, in
ट्रेनिंग
all
Sir,
the
its
four class,
background remains same.
sir, in all the four classes, only in the fourth class you are able to show the background, so that is why it is taking the fourth classes.
so if I add the ceiling in some other examples, how will it be effective? Can
Sir,
anyone tell me?
it would get confused, but like it would still give fourth class as the majority.
Should we try? Should we try?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try. Let's just upload few samples of my hands here. Okay. And 5, 28. As the sample size increases, it becomes more accurate and it's able to understand a bit more. So we just add here as well. I'll just not add here. I'll just add it in two classes. Then I'll add it in all as well. But for now, just two classes. Okay. Okay. So now if I point upwards, it's showing its class for distribution. Earlier it was showing class 4, right?
sir, because of the more samples you give to the class of the background, that's why it's showing more.
Okay, now if I have put my hand like this, it's also it's getting confused, right? Because the sample size for one particular class is more and the other particular classes are less. So let's make it equal for a while. Just a sec. So just press thumbs up and just doing the background. This is- So this already included this scenario, so I'll add in here. The images of each. Let's train them on again. Let's see what the output we get. Now, so now if I just point upwards. So this output can't be predicted, right? Because in each individual class, there are images which contain this particular snap of the ceiling. But if I just add in a particular symbol, then it can detect it, right? Still getting not good at it because the images are might be confusing. But if I just draw a palm or something that's pretty clear, and I think it can classify it in a more accurate, right? If I do this, it's not showing class 4, it should like do this. So clearly the training data matters, right? Because uh, the more the scenarios will train it on, the better it will, get to classification and recognize uh, what are considered. Everyone is clear about it, right? It's super interesting, and can create as many classes as you want, and you can try with as many images and as many problem sets. Okay, so let's move forward. Yeah. So, so I'll suggest everyone, after the session, go ahead and try this particular website. Try to train it on as many images and as many classes as you want. Okay. So under the hood, images are just numbers. Every pixel has a value from 0 to 255, which depends on the brightness because it's depends on how big the image is as well. Like for 244, 224 into 224, it will be 0 to 255 for brightness, but for larger images, it might vary as well. And neural networks are basically layers. Each layer transforms the numbers, and then a final layer of it gives us a probability score for each individual class. So behind the scenes, it just identifies that what is the probability that the current input that is being thrown at it will be belonging to which particular class based on probability. That's it. So it's making a guess as per the training model, nothing else. It's just based on what particular probability uh, is being thrown at it. So just just a second.
Sir, can you explain the neural network again? Neural network.
Yes, what was the question? Sorry.
Sir, I can't understand the neural network. Can you
So
explain again?
okay. So I'm not explaining the exact technical aspect behind neural networks because it's pretty complex. But functionally, what it does is just calculate the probability. So basically, like we gave four classes, like four image classes to that particular model. So whenever a new input is been thrown at the trained model as per our classes, then at that instance, that input is being asked from by the model that what is the probability that this particular input belongs to this particular class. So at that instance, it just calculates individual probability that from our training data that our input will belong to the class 1, class 2, or class 3. It's as simple as that. It just calculates probability of what the input belongs to in classification problem, and the input and the class which gets the most number of probability that is being shown as an output. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So because images are, as I told, that images are converted into vectors behind the scenes because computer doesn't understand images by default, right? So we have to convert them into numeric form as well, so that probability can be calculated from it, and mathematical calculations can be performed on it as well. Okay. Any other question regarding this? Any other question? No? Everyone is clear about it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just go through the code that is being shown. Just copy it and just everyone just go through the code. What can you understand from this code? Raise your hands and just pick up. Don't read the comments. Just see what you can understand from the code. Anyone understands what's written in front of them?
Sir, you are loading a image model, image AI generation model.
Okay.
Sir, shall I say?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sir, for in the first line, you are importing a NumPy module library as NP, and in the second line,
Yes.
you are using some in the library. There's a function called PIL, and importing it as an image, and
Yeah.
uh, then from TensorFlow, you are importing Keras, and then in the next line, you are defining variable, and then in the next line you're defining labels variable as open dot split lines, and then
Okay.
in the fifth line, wait, and in the sixth line you're defining a function.
Hmm. Okay. Pretty good. So clearly you have had some hands-on on Python so that you understand this particular piece of code. That's really nice. So anyone who has any doubt regarding what's written on this in front of them, any line which causes any issues, just feel free to speak.
Sir, what is PIL and TensorFlow?
So, so as I earlier told that Python is vastly used for machine learning because it has large variety of support of multiple libraries which contains specific functions for R needs and for data manipulation as per required. So similarly, NumPy, PI, and TensorFlow are these particular libraries from where I can uh, just import whatever function that I require, or in this particular case, we can import the models that we need, right?
So, sir, these are pre-built
Yeah,
models.
yeah. TensorFlow, Keras
So
provides
you are
pre-built models.
putting you are using a API.
No, we're not using an API. We're using these particular already. So NumPy is a, a simple library which gives us a lot of
Okay.
functionalities.
It's
Keras,
free.
it's free. Everything is free here. Okay, there's nothing to be worried about that. But Keras helps us. We can load specific models as per our needs and provides us some predefined models which can be used for testing purposes. Okay.
Sir, in the fourth line of the code, you have written model equals to keras dot models dot load model
Mhm.
keras underscore model dot h1. Is it calling that model from
Yeah,
the?
it's that specific model that is being required.
So, sir, will the model names should be given, like we have to Google the model names, or will it come as
So
like
it,
a?
it, it provides a list of models. I'll just show you this. Okay. Let me just check if I
Sir, where have you imported this model from?
so basically I'm using TensorFlow. So it's a TensorFlow is an open source, platform which is, if I'm not wrong, developed by Google, that helps us in simplifying creation, training, and deployment of machine learning models. So I'm unable to get the specific model right now, but we can specifically just uh,
Sir, for
change model
testing,
if
we
needed.
can use Google AI Studio.
Yeah, we can use Google AI Studio, but I want to run this specific code, so we won't be using Google AI Studio right now, but I just want to make sure this runs properly. Just a sec.
Um, Sir, like if in the first line you have imported a NumPy library, and in the second you have from PII import image.
So,
So it
wait,
is
I'm just
pre-downloaded.
no, no, I'm just removing this, and I'll one by one, step by step, write the code. Okay. So this is the first step. We install TensorFlow, NumPy, add below to our uh, specific collab notebook. It will take some time. It will install all these dependencies so that these can be called in Apple. Okay. So let it install for a while.
Sir, pip is a function, right?
Yeah, pip is a function.
And below, what is below, sir?
There is also a specific library that we're installing. So TensorFlow is also a library. So it provides us with models and different types of functions that can be used on those models. So these all are just third-party libraries that can be installed. So we're installing them. Okay. Just a second.
Sir, can you tell me the use of this code? Is this the code of teachable machine or something else?
Sorry.
Sir, can you tell me this use of code?
So pip is how do I explain pip? Uh, mm, let's see the technical definition of pip in front. What is pip? Yeah. Standard package management. So I generally use npm for my specific use case, but for Python, pip is used to install different packages that are being needed as per our requirement for code. So here we need to install TensorFlow, NumPy, and Pillow. These all are our third-party libraries which have a lot of functions and models which can be used. So TensorFlow mostly contains the models, but rest all are just libraries. So the second part of the code is importing whatever we have installed. Okay. So we'll import NumPy as NP and PIL is Python image library. And in that particular library, we'll import image function of it. Okay. So these are being imported. So herein I can, what's the benefit of Google Colab is I can structure my code as per steps. So my first step includes to install all the dependencies. Second step includes to import all the dependencies as well. The third step will import the model from TensorFlow.
So what are you doing in the model variable? Can you explain again?
Just a second. This particular model needs to be installed. Okay. To add in a particular model. Just give me one second. So this specific model, okay, someone asked me what we are writing it. The code is very simple. Like we are just uh, giving the model variable a particular model that is just this particular model is pre-trained TensorFlow model which is available in Keras, where I can just import my model and use it for my testing and training purposes. So uh, the code that I have shown you earlier also requires physical images. Uh, I think, yeah, yes, it does require physical images, which I do not have right now. But I'll explain the code nonetheless to every one of you. So, so here and I will have to import the model, but I'll just explain it once again. So everyone is clear till this particular aspect of the code, right? Where we import
Yes, sir.
TensorFlow and Keras,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So after
Yes,
that,
sir.
what? Yes, Kushal.
Sir, actually, I had a doubt in the third line.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me that what is keras? It's a variable. For,
No, Keras is not a variable. We are importing Keras. It's not a variable. It's a high level open source uh, deep learning API. So basically, it's an API in TensorFlow. It's written in Python, and we can use it to call multiple models which are already pre-trained to some extent, not highly trained models, but pre-trained models that can be used for some testing purposes. All right.
okay, sir, thank you.
So it just loads a pre-trained neural network model. Uh, so everyone is clear till that, right? So the model line is very evident and clear that we are loading this specific model which is pre-trained, and because I currently don't have this particular file. So what the error also was that I'll make sure in the next session I'll hopefully run this particular piece of code. But this particular line just means that I need to have a model which has the name this. So basically, just importing uh, the model into this file section so that I can import my model from here as well. Okay. So then the labels variable is being declared, wherein I'll open specific labels uh, as per my requirement and convert them and read its text, and then Python splits it into lists so that it becomes very distinct for each individual class categories. So what labels exactly means here is different classes that we defined earlier, right? So for example, uh, earlier I just added images, but to specify what those images mean, right? So the first image can be labeled as palm, the second one can be labeled as thumbs up. Third one can be labeled as what was the third? Anything. But any name that you want to give to that particular class will go into that label variable. Okay. Any doubt about it?
Sir, like in the
Yeah.
labels one only, you have written labels.txt. So will the
Hmm.
data that I'm uploading, will it go
Yeah.
in a text file and store it over here, and then from the
So
text file it will?
no. So the text dot text means it all. I need to have a labels.txt txt file into my particular notebook which I can open and then read and you know dissect as per my needs. Okay, so currently I do not have that file which I missed. So I'll make sure, to gather all these files and run this particular piece of code in the next session without any doubt. But till then, you can just understand this particular code for now. Uh, we will be able to run this in next session without. Okay.
And so split lines function, what does it done? Can you repeat it, sir?
So split line, what exactly does it? It splits the whatever the text is into a list. So what is a list? Anyone can tell me what is a list? Anyone?
Sir, collection.
Hmm?
Sir,
Th-
collection of data is in ordered manner.
There is a collection of data in an ordered manner that can be edited, unlike a tuple.
Okay. But the split lines method in Python actually just breaks like single string into multiple strings and splitting at every line break. So basically, like
So,
if
sir,
you have
it is
if
just
you
like split function, but it is using lines as like it is using different
it
lines as
converts
string.
no but it does convert individual into a particular so it's basic in Python lists are just arrays. Okay, so like each individual line break it will convert it on it. Okay, so like for example if I have um, apple, banana, and cherry in a particular single string, but they are separated not by blank spaces, but like slashes, the slash n, which are represented in code as lines but blank spaces. So the split lines function then will then convert it into a particular array containing apple, banana, and cherry as three individual strings. That's what it says. That's it. So uh, it just converts it into a list so that these individual items can be used as labels for training data. So, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next part is this. So this is a function as someone stated. What is this function doing? What can you make out of this?
Uh,
Anyone
Sir,
wants to try?
in this page, we can add images.
What word?
sir,
Hmm.
in this we are like adding an image, like we are making a function that brings the image from the text file and opens it and resizes it,
So
and then
this
returns
function
that.
is basically
Sir, it is converting the image into numbers.
no. Okay. Can say that as well, but it's basically we are taking image files as an input in this particular function, preparing the images, right? So that uh, in the first line is just a definition of function. ठीक है,
Excuse me, sir.
that just yeah.
Is this one of the stages of computer vision that we are using, like image preprocessing?
We can say that as well, but it's a very low level of because computer vision is
Okay.
a very vast and advanced topic. Uh, it is
Okay,
sort of
sir.
pre-processing as well, but yeah, can say it in that aspect as well. But computer vision
Okay,
is a
sir.
very vast topic. Yeah. So the first line is very simple. It's just we're just defining a Python function which takes image path as an input. The second line, img equals image dot open. So uh, image is a function here, not a variable, right? The function that we just imported from PIL, if everyone gets it, from the first part of the code. So second, so this image is imported from this particular library, right? Everyone understands it.
Yes, sir.
And this particular image then gives it us some functionality of opening the specific path and then resizing the image as per our requirements. That's 224 by 2. It's just pixel count, nothing else. Then in the array variable, we are using NumPy library and converting and just resizing. Uh, Basically, the technical term for this is normalization, which normalizes the pixel values. So pixel typically range from 0 to 255 depending on the brightness. So dividing them by 255 scales them down to the range of 0 to 1. So this is sort of normalizing those particular images into the pixels that we are required. And then the next line is just we just reshape that particular array, uh, and just to add an extra dimension, so that the because the model expects a batch of images, so wants to shape the images uh, with the number of images, the height, the width, and channels. So one image is that of 224 into 224 with three color channels, because each individual pixel contains three channels, right? RGB, everyone has heard of it, right? Red, green, and blue.
Excuse me, sir.
I think everyone uh, didn't get it, because so this particular function and part of the code is a bit complex, because if you haven't had a good hands-on on Python, you might not understand it. But
Oh,
just try and make sense out of it for now, for the time being, because as we move forward, we'll learn more about Python and the other functions of it. So yeah, and was asking something.
sir, in the define, you have defined a variable, right, path, and this is like an inner variable of the define function which you have created.
Mhm.
So how are you using it to import anything externally while you are not also while you are not defining the path function as a function inside it, path as a variable inside the function?
Sorry, I'm not trying to. I didn't understand. Actually, this is just a definition of the function. So the function is just defined there. Until unless I call that function is useless, right? So this prepare image function gets called here. So what that this mean is that this function is expecting a specific path. Okay, so this is called an attribute. So each individual function contains an attribute. So we need to provide that particular attribute as per our requirements. So until unless I call prepare image within my code, this particular section of the code is useless. So this is just defining a function. So what are functions? Functions are just repeated calculations or processes that we do not need to write down again and again. So we just create a function for it, and whenever we need to perform that particular processing, we just call that function as per our requirements. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like if we prepare the image, so this prepare image, even if you don't understand what exactly this is doing here, just understand, uh, like I was inputting my individual images onto that particular website, right? So whenever each image was getting input, so each image then gets passed to a particular function, which then converts it into some vectors and then uses it to train the model. So understand it like that. So until unless I'm not calling that function, it's not being used. So I'll just use an image to uh, so whenever I'll use a new image, just to test my trained model, I'll just give it a particular path. So for example, if I have a particular test image, so I'll just give it that path which is in my notebook, and then it will make a prediction as per the labels that I provide. Okay. So this particular section
Sir,
of the code, just let me complete for once, and I'll just take the queries as well. So what I'm trying to say is that this particular section of the code is working behind for this part, which we were getting for an hour. And these particular section of the code is working behind for each individual classes and the images that have been provided. All right. So whenever each individual images is uploaded, it gets passed and gets prepared to as per uh, the model. And then whenever a new image is being given, uh, it, it understands the previous labels that has been provided and tries to predict as per the training data that has been provided. Yes. What Someone was asking something.
Sir, I
Yes, you.
can't stand that line return once. There it was 2 T 4 1 PT4 3 this way.
So, so this is you won't understand it as of now because this particular uh, line of code is reshaping individual lists as per uh, the pixel size. Okay, so for that you need to have understanding how each individual image is processed, and we might pick this up again in the next session as well. Don't worry about it. But it is used to to normalize and to convert each individual pixel into a numerical form so that it can be fit into the computer. Okay.
Sir, in the like ARR variable line code, you have to use single slash while like it will give decimal value, right?
Yeah.
So,
So I need a decimal value for it.
but sir, computer understands only zeros and ones.
Yeah.
So,
So
how can I make the usefulness of decimal values over here?
no, computer understands zeros and ones, but I can perform mathematical calculations on those decimal values as per my requirement, right? So there goes a lot of algorithms which then converts those particular vectors and decimal values uh, into something that computer can understand. It's not that we feed these particular decimals to the computer directly and just ask the computer just please make sense out of it. That's not gonna happen. Behind the scenes, a lot of logical and algorithms do work around it so that we are able to make sense out of those numbers. Because if we are not able to make sense out of those numbers, then this numbers for us. All right.
Um,
Well, yeah, yeah,
Sir,
sure,
I,
sure. Go
I
ahead, go ahead.
had another doubt. In the
Mhm,
predict part, in the first line, you have used
mhm,
test.jpg. So that
mhm,
that picture, that file
mhm.
is saved in a computer and it is
Yeah,
going to
so
access that or what?
yeah. The specific test.jpg would be available into this file section. So I'm not currently having the test.jpg or Keras model right now. That's why I wasn't able to make you go through the code all in once. I'll make sure to get a hold of all these in the next session. But just to give you an understanding how a very basic code is being written used to prepare the image and then test a particular model on that image.
Okay, sir.
Don't
Okay.
don't worry about the code complexity right now because it's very common for majority of you to have less understanding of it as of now. But just to ease you out in this, I'm just giving you the code. Okay. In the
Yes, sir.
next session, we'll pick this up again. Don't worry, and also pick some advanced concepts of Python for the next session as well. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, sir.
I
Thank you, sir.
Uh, sir,
Thank
if
you.
if I wanted to test this code,
अरे सुखाया होगा तो आगे ही होगी.
sir, if you
Yeah, sure.
want, sir, if you wanted
Mm.
to.
Sure, sure. Avi, go ahead.
Sir, if you wanted to test the code, like can I make a file on my computer that is named as test.jpg and use it as you
Yeah,
said?
yeah. Yeah, you can just upload a test.jpg file into the files section of that particular notebook and then test your code on it. Don't worry.
And as sir, as also you were saying that that tensor one, will I have to upload it
TensorFlow.
also? Yes, will I
So,
have to also upload it?
so okay, Avik, I'll give you a suggestion. Just go ahead and search what exactly TensorFlow does. You'll learn a lot more about that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that will be a very good learning for you. Just go ahead and search what TensorFlow and how you can import TensorFlow and use multiple models from TensorFlow. And I'll make sure to ask uh, from you what have you learned in the next session. If
Yes,
that's
sir.
all right.
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.